On to our next speaker. He is Director of the Post-Award Department at the Qatar National Research Fund. In 2008, he was appointed as the Director of Civil and Environmental Engineering Programs at the QNRF, member of the Qatar Foundation for Education, Science, Community and Development. After his BSc from Tunisia, he continued his academic career at several universities in Canada, United States, Switzerland and Belgium. Obtained master's degree in civil engineering, hydrolysis and water resource management. He obtained his PhD finally from KU Leuven, Belgium, in civil and environmental engineering in the field of climate change and modeling. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly welcome Dr. Omar El Farouk Boukhris.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Professor Mohammed Al-Qahtani, Director of Center of Excellence in Genomic Medicine Research. Professor Adel Abu Zinada, Director of Center of Innovation and Personalized Medicine. And Dr. Abdulaziz Sulaylam, Vice President, King Abdulaziz City of Science and Technology. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Omar El Farouk Boukhris. I'm coming to you from your colleagues in Qatar, namely from the Qatar National Research Fund, a member of the Qatar Foundation. I may need maybe your help, please. So, meanwhile, the colleagues contacted me. Thanks for inviting me for this conference. So the colleagues asked me to highlight the currently available and future funding opportunities enabled through the Qatar National Research Fund in Qatar Foundation. This is going to be an interesting topic for the colleagues, locally based and also internationally based. So allow me to go quickly through. There you go. Through little information about Qatar Foundation for those of you who don't know about us. So we have mainly three pillars in the Qatar Foundation in Qatar: education, community development, and R&D. We're going to target the R&D, as you know. So in education, we have local and international based institutions: engineering, Texas A&M, Qatar, Virginia, Commonwealth, while Cornell in the medical field. All of them have campuses based in the education city in Doha, in Qatar. Community development, there is plenty of activities where we want to maintain the local heritage of Qatar and of the regions. And mainly is the research and development, where the government has dedicated mainly 2.8% of its revenue to the R&D. This is a quite substantial amount for this region. And this is showing a strong commitment from the leadership of Qatar. In 2012, exactly, there had been a big exercise down there in Qatar called the Qatar National Research Strategy. Prior to that, we used to fund projects driven by investigators. So the aim in phase one, if I may say so, was to build capacity and to bring collaboration and to have international visibility and recognition and to generate publication and to enable patenting, etc. Now, starting from 2012 onwards, we are focusing on the strategy based or dedicated there in Qatar in these four different pillars: energy and environment, computing, information technology, health and biomedical, social sciences, arts, and humanities. And as you may see, these pillars are broad per se, so from which we are extracting now what we call the grand challenges. And some of the grand challenges are indeed the genomic research. I'm going to show you later what we did in this respect. But a quick talk, few slides about the funding agency per se at the national level there. It's the Qatar National Research Fund. We fund research in all fields of science, from DNA all the way to space. We basically use the Frascati classification, the UNESCO classification of science. And again, this was in phase one. Phase two, now we are gearing towards solicited goals, something that is of national priority and mainly regional priority. So our funding programs have been set in a way to build capacity to help education and to allow investigator-driven research. We don't want to stop the innovation coming from investigators per se. Then we are moving towards the grand challenges, starting from 2012, and leading all the way to innovation, hopefully. So very quick information about the fund spent so far in these different programs, from the undergraduate research experience to the graduate student to the postdoc, to what you see in the second line, in the second row. That's the NPRP, that is the National Priorities Research Program, some of which allow international collaboration, some of which are dedicated to local students, graduate students, and postdocs. So far we are talking about close to $1 billion dedicated to research in Qatar, regionally and internationally. Maintaining quality is one of our major quality or pillars in a way. So over the years we helped building the capacity, as you can see, in terms of local investigators, moving onwards, which we call the movement of minds, one of our KPIs, to Qatar, graduate student, postdocs, and even undergraduate students. You could see that all of the numbers are into the increase. Building the local capabilities, infrastructure, from moving from basically in 2004, 2005, there were no research whatsoever happening here, there in Qatar. Now we're talking about over 70 institutions, well equipped and collaborating with international leaders. And look at the bottom right side of the slide. That is our international visibility. So if you look, for example, at the, say, Canadian area, we're talking about 29 institutions collaborating with Qatari institutions in 81 projects. And you can apply that for the US and for the UK and for all over the world. That is an important international visibility which we are proud to highlight. And similarly to what Dr. Suwaida was showing, we are dealing as well with leaders worldwide. That's a mark of quality for us, and that's how we transfer the knowledge to them. Having said that, we never forgot the MENA region, the Middle East and North Africa. So here, the Arabian region are also collaborating. 203 collaborative institutions submitting to QNRF funding programs in different programs and going through the competition, where only 51 of which were awarded 118 projects. Some of the logos of the MENA collaborators. Okay, but if I zoom down to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia also, the colleagues here in Saudi are quite active for us. I'm showing here only the awarded institution, 5, who were awarded 15 projects, and there they are. King Abdulaziz University is one of them, KAUST, Dar al-Ulum University, Jeddah Institute for Speech, Hearing, and King Faisal Specialized Hospital and Research Centers. The next slide would provide you with few of the titles where I intentionally selected to meet the topic of this conference. So genomic studies, genetics, DNA, all, within all this field is highly important to us, and you could see that quite a number of projects have been funded in that area. Now, that's basically to say that currently the ongoing process allows for you to collaborate with your colleagues in Qatar and internationally, and we'll be happy to support that should your proposal meet a certain quality. Now, a month ago, we launched one of our new calls with some colleagues in Qatar, and it's open for international collaboration. And I highly encourage you to look at that call and to contribute. It's called Path Towards Personalized Medicine. As it stands, it might look quite broad, but the aim and the objective of the call are really to support and benefit from the pilot phase of the Qatar Genome Program, which started a year ago, train the next generation of young scientists, and support expert and research in genomic and genetics working at research facilities inside Qatar and integrated healthcare program. Now, we wanted to restrict the call for this session, for this edition, only for these 3 research priority areas: follow-up studies on Qatar Genome Project, pilot sequencing effort, building definitive genetic and clinical epidemiological database for Qatar, and personalized genome interpretation. Now, having said that, the local capacity there in Qatar, it's not that high in terms of number, in terms of qualifications. So definitely you are looking for international collaboration in this topic. This is a first edition of the call. This is a long-term process that's going to stay for 5, possibly 10 years. Okay, so little information about the call. It's up to 2 years on project basis, but we can lift it up to program basis. It awards up to $500,000 per year, and it's also open for international collaboration. You can get more information on QNRF.org. So that was my last slide, but the message here, colleagues, is that international collaboration when it comes to QNRF and Qatar Foundation, this is not a myth. This is a fact. It's happening on a daily basis. You could see already the statistics. And let's face it, the problems and challenges of Qatar are almost the same in Saudi Arabia, and are almost the same in Kuwait, and almost the same in the GCC. And it does make very much sense that different teams put hand in hand and tackle these challenges. So you are very much encouraged to come and apply to QNRF in these programs. Now, having said that, we're not going to stay at the project level. Yesterday I had a very nice chat with Professor Al-Qahtani. Now we are lifting the thing up to program level and also to national level, a thing that we did before and we were quite successful. Thank you very much. I will be happy to chat with all of you later on. I wish you all success in this conference, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.